A major shift may be unfolding in the United States as a new immigration proposal captures national attention and brings fresh hope to millions of families who have lived for years in uncertainty while contributing to the country in countless ways. For a long time, many immigrants have built their lives in America without a stable path toward permanent residency, raising children, supporting local businesses, paying taxes, and working in essential roles across multiple industries while still facing the constant fear of separation or deportation. Now, a new bill being discussed in Congress has sparked meaningful conversation because it could open the door for up to 8 million long-term undocumented immigrants to apply for green cards, offering a chance at stability that has remained out of reach for decades. The proposal is part of a broader immigration package aimed at addressing long-standing questions about how to treat individuals who have lived in the country for many years with clean records, strong community ties, and a history of contributing to the economy. Instead of taking on every aspect of immigration reform at once, the bill focuses on people who have been in the United States for at least 10 years, maintained good moral character, paid taxes, and demonstrated that they are already deeply integrated into American society. It recognizes that removing millions of long-term residents is not realistic or humane, and reframes the conversation by focusing on humanitarian, economic, and community-based factors, rather than relying solely on enforcement or punishment. For many families, the possibility of a legal status would mean finally stepping out of the shadows and living without fear. Children who have grown up uncertain about their parents' future could feel secure for the first time. Spouses who have lived quietly despite years of marriage could openly build their lives without hiding. Workers who currently lack legal protection could gain stronger workplace rights, better wages, and access to opportunities previously closed to them. The bill seeks not only to solve policy issues, but also to restore a sense of dignity and hope to people who have spent years contributing to their communities. Despite the significance of this proposal, its future remains uncertain due to deeply divided political opinions surrounding immigration. While some leaders prioritize enforcement, border security, and administrative controls, others argue that the system must evolve to address the needs of long-term residents who have demonstrated loyalty and responsibility. Supporters of the proposal believe it could complement existing enforcement strategies by distinguishing between recent arrivals and individuals who have lived in the country for many years without causing harm. They emphasize that security and compassion can work together, and that modern immigration policies can include both safety measures and humanitarian considerations. Economists and business leaders have also voiced support by pointing out the potential financial benefits. Millions of undocumented workers already contribute substantial revenue through state and federal taxes, and offering them legal status could increase economic growth by improving workforce stability, boosting consumer spending, and filling critical labor shortages in industries such as agriculture, construction, caregiving, food services, and manufacturing. Employers would be able to rely on a more secure workforce, and employees would gain the ability to work without exploitation or fear. However, the legislative path ahead is complex. In a divided political environment, passing such a bill will require careful negotiation and bipartisan cooperation. Some lawmakers argue against legalization, believing it could encourage future violations or undermine enforcement efforts. Others insist that stronger border controls must come first, before any conversation about legal status takes place. These debates are familiar, as similar proposals have faced resistance in the past and failed to advance due to political differences. Still, advocates note a shift in national conversation. Business communities, faith organizations, immigration groups, and local leaders are urging lawmakers to consider long-term solutions, arguing that the current system is not functioning effectively for anyone. The proposal's focus on longer residency requirements and clean records has been described as a middle ground approach that may appeal to a broader group of legislators compared to previous attempts. If the bill eventually passes, the impact would be profound. Millions of individuals could finally apply for green cards and transform their futures. They would gain access to opportunities that require legal status, such as better employment, education, travel flexibility, and homeownership. Families who have lived in fear of separation could be reunited and protected. Communities across the country would benefit from increased economic participation and long-term stability. Local businesses would gain reliable employees, and immigrant families would gain the ability to fully invest in their futures. Although optimism is growing, the process ahead remains unpredictable. The proposed legislation must clear multiple phases: committee reviews, public hearings, amendments, and votes in both the House and the Senate. Compromises are likely, and debates will continue on how best to balance humanitarian needs with national policies. Yet the fact that such a proposal is receiving serious attention is seen by many as a meaningful step forward, especially for those who have lived in uncertainty for years. For millions of immigrants who have waited quietly on the sidelines, watching policy changes without knowing whether their lives will be affected, this proposal represents more than a policy idea, it represents hope. While it is not guaranteed, it opens the door to new possibilities, and in the world of immigration, even a possibility can be the beginning of real change. As discussions continue, many families are holding on to the hope that the system may finally acknowledge their contributions, their sacrifices, and their years of lawful presence in the United States. The coming months will determine whether this proposal evolves into a new chapter of opportunity or remains another idea that sparked hope but fell short of reality. Until then, staying informed and aware of developments remains essential for anyone navigating the immigration process, from understanding visa categories and processing steps to keeping track of requirements, timelines, and future opportunities. Whether it involves visitor visas, work visas, student categories, permanent residency options, or family-based pathways, knowing the system is the key to planning a stable future.